It's a beautiful day. How are you? Here we are, live at 5 p.m. Kenya time for the Queen Mother Speaks show. Greetings to you and you and you, and welcome to what we like to call Wonderful Wednesday. Yeah, that's what it is. Well, this is episode 13 of season 10. It is the last episode in this season, and it's also the ending of our Women's History Month. Okay, Queen Mother has been out on many meetings today, and right now we're just getting in the studio. We are expecting some guests. I see they're trying to get into the studio, but they'll have to keep trying. Our theme for this season 10 is recommitting to good health as the foundation on which to build a life, a community, and economy. Do me in 2023. So now our theme is about feeling good about yourself, about who you are, taking care of yourself, building on your own self esteem and your self image. So it's about recommitting as we're in the first quarter of 2023. All right, I'm going to invite you to hit that like, share, and comment button for Queen Mother Speaks. All right, we acknowledge and we want to thank our co host, Nana Afua Adezawa, who's on vacation for now. She's on leave. And in studio, our co host is Rakaya. Coach Rakaya, however, is also traveling today. She may or may not make it into the studio, and that's fine with us. But we want to now just take time out and give a shout out to some of the people in our viewing audience. We want to say hello to our people in Florida, Miss Kathy King, Rosemary Johnson, Jennifer and Solomon Sosu, Nana and Jackie Miner. Some of our social media followers, we have Otanchi Vince, Robert Daniels, Eunice Gahuku, Anita Dean, King Fahad, Rakaya, who's in the Queen Mother Speak Show studio today. Well, Rakaya is not here today. And our guests also have not arrived into the studio today. So we're just going to keep going. Queen Mother invites you to get relaxed and enjoy the show that we have planned for you today. We do have two guests in studio. However, like I've stated, they have not logged in as of yet. So we're going to continue with the show. All right. Blessings to all of our faithful fans out of Atlanta, Georgia. That would be Lady Mo, Abimbola, Tina Jones, Ernestine, Carmen, Michelle, High Priestess Seyshot. We have Stephanie and Melissa. Okay. Yeah, that's who we want to say hello to. We want to now take time to say happy birthday to all of the March born. Of course, that includes me too. I started off the month on March 1 with my birthday, and I do celebrate for the entire month. How about that? So we've got today, and we've got tomorrow, and we've got one more day. We've got one more day in the month of March for the Queen Mother Speak Show. I'm just letting somebody know that we're on air now. On, yeah. So so if you're born in the month of March, you're either a Pisces or an Aries. And they say that Pisces are optimistic, ambitious, and determined. Does that sound at all like Queen Mother? Am I a typical Pisces? What do you think? And they say for Aries that they are fiery and passionate. So happy birthday to all of the March born. Some of the notable celebrities, okay, who are born in the month of March would be Prince Edward, Eric Clapton, Star Jones, Jasmine Guy, John Bun Bun is in the month of March. And we also have Jasmine Guy, born in the month of March. Okay. Hello, Christine has joined the studio. Christine, please let Elizabeth know that she has to turn on her camera. Let
Comment.
Elizabeth know that she has to turn on her camera, and please put on your mic when when we're on the show. Put on your mic until it's time for you to speak. Okay. So let me go back for a moment and just talk about other birthday viewers we have coming out of California, Ernestine. We have Arungu in Nairobi who's having a March birthday. From the West Coast, USA, we want to thank all of our fans who have to get up very, very early in the morning to listen to the Queen Mother Speak show. Okay. I want to say thank you to Simkia from Hawaii. She will be celebrating her birthday tomorrow on March 30th. Okay. Also, our California viewers would be Impingo, Councilman Farrell, Red, Adisa, Kwashi from Los Angeles, Tashmia, Nyla, and Hakika, Samantha, tuning in from San Francisco, California. Tell me, who is it rocking your world? Who is it that you would like? Please, please put your phone on mute. Please put up. Please mute. Please mute. Thank you. Okay. So, Queen Mother, want to remind you to continue to wash your hands and keep safe, not because the government says so, but because it makes sense for you to keep yourself safe and for you also to clean your hands. Thank you for tuning in to the Queen Mother Speaks show. It is a safe space for information and a safe space for expression and a safe space for information and expression. Now, there is a show called Bonga Dada Bonga. Bonga Dada Bonga is a new platform for women voices. It is here. You can catch them live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Just go to facebook.com/Bonga Dada Bonga. Christine, please let Elizabeth know that she has to turn on her camera in order for her to come into the studio. Okay, she has to turn on that camera on her end. We want to say to the Honorable Margaret Tolley, congrats on her new appointment. Sharia, hello to you. Rosa Mora, Anju, Jay Mwangi, Parita, Rose Ocalo, Maurice Obuya, and Estelle, all from Kenya, tuning in to the Queen Mother Speaks show. So now, what is the Queen Mother Speaks show? It is a community platform. Okay, let's see. I think Elizabeth is ready to come in. Let's see. Okay, not quite. So, what is Queen Mother Speaks? Queen Mother Speaks is a community platform with commentary and conversations that matter. We seek to inform you, we seek to ignite you, we seek to involve you. We give you updates on expatriating to Africa. We want to enlighten you to raise awareness. We want you to laugh on Queen Mother Speaks. And we also want you to listen to the conversations we have as we receive wisdom from the elders and we have warm, witty dialogue with our various guests. Okay? So that's what Queen Mother Speaks itself is all about. So now we're going to go into our meditation. So, from the Art of Living Institute, we learned about breathing and the benefits that we can all receive from breathing. So, right now, we're going to do a breathing exercise with you. We're going to breathe 3 times. How we do it, we're going to breathe in through our nose to the count of 6, breathe in to the count of 6, hold to the count of 6, and then you want to exhale to the count of 10. We're going to do that 3 times. Okay? Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay. Number 1, breathe in. Hold. Release. We're going to ask the people in the studio to do this with us. Okay. We're going to breathe in to the count of 6 through the nose. Exhale through the nose to the count of 6. Okay. Now breathe in to the count of 6. Hold to the count of 6 and exhale to the count of 10. Okay. Number 2. Here we go. Breathe in. Hold. release. Okay, one more. Breathe in to the count of 6. Hold and release. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for that breathing. Breathing exercises have been known to reduce stress by increasing your oxygen exchange. This in turn reduces your blood pressure, it slows the heart, and it releases any tension that may be held in the abdomen. These physical changes also deal with your mental state. So concentrating on your breath, ladies and gentlemen, can bring you into the present and to a state of mindfulness. Okay, let's see if Elizabeth is ready to be added to the stream. There she is. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we now have our guest to show you who's in studio today. And at this time, I just want you to say hello. We just want you to say
Hello.
hello to everybody.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
because in a moment, we're going to tell you who they are, and they're going to come and be with you and just share what they came to share with you today. Okay, so right now we're going to go to our meditation moment. And in this moment, we're going to read. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to recite, I'm going to read the meditation, but the topic I'm going to recite, and I want you to listen with your heart. Okay, listen with your heart. It's called The Light of God is Everywhere. The light of God is everywhere. The light of God is everywhere. The light of God is in the most deserted places. What may appear to be a hostile environment may not be a hostile environment. Therein, you can find the light of the divine. Differences of opinion might produce judgment. Judgment, in turn, creates separation. Separation is caused by a perceived attitude or an irreconcilable difference, or unforgiveness, or gossip, or other forms of disharmonies. If you are not compatible with everyone, that doesn't mean that you don't have the light, or that they don't have the light within. If you believe that the light of God is everywhere, therein is that light of God. So that light of God is in everywhere, and it's in everybody, and it's in everyone. I know that I will not be well matched with everyone, nor will everyone be well matched with me. And yet, the light of God is everywhere, in everyone, and in everything. All creations of life are of the same substance. The breath and the light are both divine. Thank you, strength in me, as me, around me, through the Christ within, and so it is. Our scripture for today is God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. That's 1 John 1 and 5. And our daily thoughts reading for today, okay, is from Daily Thoughts from the Hill. Ladies, please put on your mute, click the microphone, and click mute until it's your turn to speak. Thank you. Just want to give a shout out to some more fans tuning in to the Queen Mother Speaks show. We have Sarah and the girls from Dubai, Dr. Willie Butler from Louisiana, Professor Gaskins out of Ohio, Brother Chess and Lila from New York City. Hey, hey, hey. Now's the time for you to hit that like, comment, and share button for Queen Mother Speaks. All right. So now we're going to talk about Women's History Month. It's an annual declared month that highlights the contributions of women to events, of course, in history, and also events in contemporary society. Women's History Month is celebrated during the month of March in the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, and corresponding with the International Women's Day on March 8th. Women's Day is celebrated in Canada in October, and this corresponds with the celebration of a person's day. The commemoration of Women's History Month actually began back in 1978 as Women's History Day. It moved from Women's History Day to Women's History Week. Then it moved from Women's History Week to Women's History Month. And that took place in 1987. So every year, March 1 through 31 is considered Women's History Month. And so far, it's been observed for 36 years, since 1987. The theme for this year's Women's History Month is Women Telling Our Stories. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we do have two women in the studio who's coming to tell you their stories. First, let me tell you a little bit about Miss Elizabeth. Elizabeth says that she's a victim of FGM. And if you don't know what that is, she's going to tell you in a moment. Okay? And she said that was one of the most horrific experiences that she's ever had in her life. Now, many of you have read about FGM, or you may have seen something on TV about FGM, but today Elizabeth is here to tell you her story about it. Then we're going to hear from Christine, who was also with us on last week. She's going to talk about what happens when there's FGM and what happens to a lady's body after that. What happens to you mentally? What happens to you emotionally? What happens to you physically after FGM? And why do people want to do that anyway? We'll talk about why people consider FGM and why they think it's important. And we're going to round out the show with talking about what you can do to help. Okay? Chris, I'm sorry, Miss Elizabeth has a very, very strong constitution about why there should be no FGM. So we're going to give the floor over to her right now. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for being on the Queen Mother Speaks show. And first, why don't you just talk to us and tell us about your experience, and then we'll take some questions from the floor.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, darling.
Hi. My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Samburu County, Kenya. I really want to talk about my experience. It's not that easy to talk about what I went through, but I'll try the best to talk about what I went through when I was cut. It was back 1993. I was 13 years old. Then it was a long holiday of December. That's when my mother told me that your dad have told you that we'll undergo FGM. Then I try and ask my mom why, and I'm at school, and I want to continue with my school, but she told me that your dad have told me that to tell you that this holiday you will undergo FGM with other girls in the village. Our community used to take FGM as a part of culture. And they say that FGM is a part of culture, that if a girl cannot undergo FGM, she will not be married. If a Samburu girl cannot undergo FGM, she will be an outcast in the community. So she told me that I don't want you to be an outcast in the community. I don't want you not to be allowed in the community. So you must have to undergo FGM. I was very young, 13 years old. I cannot make any decision. I just say, okay, no problem. I'll just undergo the cut as per the decision from the parents. So it was that day that I don't want even to remember. It was a very horrible day. that I was told by my mom in the evening you will undergo FGM as per the culture. Other girls undergo in the morning, others undergo in the evening. We were many girls in the village. We are about even 30 girls in the village. So in the evening, we are 15 girls who are undergoing the cut that day. So I was told by mama, you'll be shaved your hair. They will you'll wear beads, and also they will apply you a red ochre for you to be ready to undergo the cut. So I did it. I did everything she told me. So I was told that our culture, as per the clan, you must have to go and bring the cattle with the morans. Run in the village. After running in the village, they milk the cow. Then I was told that you stand in front of the house. I was stripped naked. I was shaved my hair. Then they applied me the red ochre. Then I was allowed to sit down on the skin, on the hide, the cow skin. Then I sat down. A very old mama came. Then she just sat in front of me. She knelt. She opened the razor blade in front of me. One of the women was holding my at the back. Another woman was holding my leg. Then she opened the razor blade. She started chopping me. Yeah, she cut me all my cleans, my minor labias, and the major majoras. So I was blood flew everywhere. The blood was coming out like it was a lot of blood. I was in a pool of blood. Then women were cheering up because I undergo the cut. But they were cheering up, but me, I was in extremely pain. The blood was all over. Then at that time, I didn't know where I was. I think in the morning I told my mother what I've gone, what have I went through. Then she told me that you fainted. That because I've lost a lot of blood, they took me to the treatment there. Very horrible act. I was told, but unfortunately, she was not taken to hospital. She died. So we lose her. We lose life. I undergo all that extremely pain. They chopped me all my cleans and all my labias and major majora. And from that day, that's when I said no more cut to the women or to the girls. That's when I stand and say I must have to come out and talk about that FGM is not a good act. And I say that I will save our girls. I will save my siblings. I will save my aunts. I will save every girl that is undergoing FGM. That is not a good act. If not God, I could have died. God is the one, and the one who made me to be who I am now. Yes, because it was extremely very pain. Then I started talking at school, talking to the girls and telling them that FGM is not a good act. I started volunteering myself, talking to the churches, talking to barazas, and that's when I met Christine, and also I met Mama Rebecca, and told them everything. So we came up as a team. We are going through all Samburu County, talking about FGM is not a good practice. I tell them my story. It's not that easy. I've become an outcast in the community for long. Men are abusing me. Women are even abusing me, telling me, "What are you? Do you want to abolish our culture? FGM is our culture. Why are you going up and talking about our culture?" I tell them FGM is not our culture. FGM is an adapted culture and is not a good culture. I love my culture. My culture is beautiful, but there are harmful and one is FGM. I'm a victim of it. and I will never allow any of the girl again to undergo the cut. That's when I started fighting SFGM. And I used to say that FGM is a deadly monster. Is a deadly monster that I don't even like it. I talk to our girls and tell them just say no to FGM. Because what you will undergo is a very cruel thing that you will undergo. So don't ever let you to undergo the cut. So I tried many years going, talking to women, talking to men, talking to elders, until when I met again Samuel. So he's a man also. So he also, I talked to him, he said that I've heard what you have said about FGM. So he came up with an organization, Pastoral Child Foundation. That's when now him as a man, he said no to FGM. He's a champion of a man, a warrior who is even saying no to FGM. So we form an organization called Pastoral Child Foundation. So we used to move around Samburu County, walking distance, talking about these cruel acts of FGM. We tell our girls, our women, that there is alternative rite of passage. We can celebrate that day. We can slaughter the goats, but with no cut. We tell our elders, we come and bless our girls with no cut. Yes. So that's how I started to tell women's and all our people FGM is not good. So I just talk to you all, the ladies that who are listening to me, that we want to help our girls. And by helping our girls is taking our girls to school, for them to know their rights, for them to know the effect of FGM, that is not good. FGM is adapted culture, as we have seen as per the research, that FGM has originated from Egypt. It is adapted culture, is not our culture. So we tell our girls that they have their right as girls, as women, to say no to FGM. So I really need your support as the women, global women of the world.
Very good. Well, Elizabeth, first we want to thank you for sharing that story. And do know that there are those of us who are tuning in and hearing what's saying, we can feel what you're saying to us. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that we know what FGM is like. Some of us have no idea what a cut like that could be like. How long does it take for something like that to heal?
You know, FGM, they used not to take to the hospital. They use herbs. When they cut you, they bring herbs. They bring the cow of the goat, then they smear it on the wound. So it can take even a month for you to heal.
I see. So now, even though how long has this been happening in your village? I mean, from all the time, from birth that you know of?
Yeah, from birth, all the time since I was born. I just made people are being circumcised, or FGM is being undergone in the community. When you try to ask, even my grandma, I tried to ask why is FGM coming from? What is the origin, and why are you doing it? She just said, I've made people doing it, and it's just for marriageable purpose. If you don't undergo FGM, you will not be married.
Well, is that true today? I mean, if a girl doesn't go to FGM, can she get married today?
Today, no, it's not true. The girls have known their rights. The girls have been educated. We have talked to them, we have sensitized them. I have 2 girls that have not undergone FGM. I tell the community, my girls are beautiful. They are born beautiful, and they will be left beautiful. Because when God created a human being, every part of the body have got its own function, even the cleans. So no more cut to my girls. Let my girls be the way they were. If you don't, you marry them, I don't care. But what I need to my girls is for them to prosper, for them to get education and get jobs and come to work to to the community.
Mm-hmm. Very good, very good. Again, we're going to find out a little later how we can help because that's what this is all about, spreading the word, creating more awareness about this so that it can end. Christine, welcome to Queen Mother Speaks this week. What can you tell us about FGM? What is there one kind, two kinds, three kinds, or what can you tell us
Yes.
about FGM?
Hello there. I'm Christine. I'm back again to Queen's Mother Speak show. And today I want just to tell you the types of FGM. There are several types of FGM.
One moment,
In my
please.
culture,
Wait, just one moment. Elizabeth, would you put on your mute your mic? Elizabeth, mute
mute,
your
mute.
mic.
Yeah,
Thank you.
mic
Okay,
is
go
muted.
ahead, Christine. Okay.
We have several types of FGM. In my community practices a type of FGM known as excision, where they remove the clitoris, the labia majora, and the small labia majora. So they remove the all of it. The other type of FGM, they call it clitoridectomy, where they remove the tip of the clitoris. And this one is mostly practiced by the Muslims community. The other type is infubation. This is where they remove the clitoris and then they join the labia, both the labias, by sewing. They sew and they leave only the part for where you receive the monthly periods and the urine, the urethra. This type of, especially the excision type of FGM is really dangerous. I don't say there is any type of FGM that is okay, but there are some that are extreme, that like the excision. Because when both the labia majoras are removed, that part that is removed, when a woman goes to labor, she really strains because that part of that has been removed, or rather the clitoris, when a woman is in labor, when she's ready to push the baby, a normal woman that has not undergone FGM, that part will enlarge and the child will come without any damage. But for a woman who has undergone FGM, she gets something we call a tear. A tear from the top part of our private part to the lower part. And at times it even joins the rectum. And that's when a woman can experience what we call fistula, where she will no more hold urine or stool. Or a child can be born because of the straining. A child will come out stressed, and at times a child will come out and have cerebral palsy. And in my community, they do not know what cerebral palsy is. They don't think it's because of FGM. They will say that child is cursed, and yet it's because of the FGM. Most of the women bleed to death. Most of the women after FGM, they will have keloids, what we call keloids, because most of some are reactive to whatever they use to do the surgery, the local surgery. Some have keloids, and if the woman who has circumcised the lady has dirty nails, The lady will definitely have infection. And you can imagine an infection. You have no enough water. There is no treatment. Nobody's there to take care of you. Nobody's feeling the pain you are feeling, plus the infection. You find some women who live with the infection for many years. So this FGM thing is not supposed even to be there in the first place, because it is a damage to the woman. It brings a lot of trauma, a lot of stress, because imagine the clitoris that is supposed to help the child come out is not there. And some of these girls experience FGM at a very early age, and their marriage at an early age. The body has not developed to a woman who is ready to carry a baby, or a woman who is ready even to have a man. So imagine a young girl having a man at a tender age, being pregnant at a tender age, and who has undergone FGM. Just imagine the trauma that girl is going to undergo. And there is no support from the community. Because the moment you undergo FGM, whether 10 years old, 12 years old, they assume you're already a woman. That body has not grown. You already have a child. Just imagine the stress. So there is a lot of stress with the women, although our women are not speaking about it, because they have assumed, and because our women are submissive, this is something that is supposed to be done to them. I'm supposed to be married off. I'm supposed to undergo FGM, which is not the rightful place. No woman is supposed to undergo FGM, because the community knows that somebody can die. And many women have died. And you hear the community saying, no, she died because of FGM. It's something so normal to them. Losing a life, losing somebody who was supposed to grow and become somebody in the community just because of the knife is really wrong. So our culture is really undermining young girls, undermining women, and women are not supposed to speak about it. Some have assumed it is normal, and that's why we have come to this platform to say no. I'm also a victim of FGM. I know what FGM is. I know the problems and I've gone through and giving birth. It is not something that somebody can say. It's not something I can say another woman should undergo. My daughter will never undergo FGM because I know what I experienced in the labor ward, trying to bring a child to the world. We want to say to the women of the world, let's come on board, because men do not experience what we experience. Men do not carry children. Men do not go to the labor ward. What they do is just to plant the seed. But to carry the pregnancy to term, to bring a child into the world, it is a woman. And when a woman undergoes FGM and she has all this to do, she goes through a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, and so many other vices. Because when a woman has not undergone FGM, she becomes an outcast. When she undergoes FGM, she just becomes a woman with no support from anybody. The man is not there because he's not going to undergo that pain. And he will not even come to encourage you, to ask you, what is FGM? What did you undergo? All they know, I have a woman in my home. I have somebody to have sex with. I have somebody to bring my children to the world. The rest is left to the woman. So we need to speak. We need to become a voice, because there's so many women who are still undergoing FGM. FGM has not stopped. It is still happening. It is still happening. 70% of our women have not gone to school. we still have a number of girls who have not gone to school.
Mm-hmm.
It is me and you who are supposed to come on board to speak to the men. Tell them exactly what happens to the woman. Because most of these men do not even know. Unless we speak, unless we tell them the truth, unless we bring them on board and make them part and parcel of the voice, of the voice. Thank you.
Okay.
That's when
All
we are
right.
going to help
Thank
our
you.
girls. We need to
All
go to the
right.
schools.
Thank you. Yes.
We need to
yes.
go to the schools, speak to our girls. We go to the villages, and speak to them and help our women come out and speak about FGM. Because emotionally, most of the women are traumatized. They are down, but they cannot talk. Some of these women have keloids, but they cannot talk. Some of these women are infected with have infections, but they cannot talk. Some of them have fistula, but they cannot talk because it's something so private that they cannot speak about. It is us to tell them, this is your body. You have a right to speak about it. This is your body. You need to take care of it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Queen Mother Speaks. And Queen Mother Speaks is about issues, conversations, and commentary that matter. I want to thank both Elizabeth and Christine for being on the show today and talking about this. I mean, as they've stated, a lot of women are silent. They can't speak on it. They're too downtrodden with what has happened to them. And so right now, I want you to hear exactly what you can do to help end FGM. FGM, female mutilation. What you can do. Hello, Estelle is greeting us. Let's say Estelle is tuning in today. Thank you, Estelle, for tuning in to the Queen Mother Speak Show. We miss you. And thank you for being here. And Estelle, when we get ready to go up to Samburu County again, I hope you can join us for that trip. But what we're saying now, Queen Mother Speaks is a platform for speaking. And today we've had two women to talk about FGM and their experiences with FGM and what you and I can do about it. One of the things that we can do is to become aware. That's why we have Elizabeth, all right, and Christine on the show today to talk about what FGM is and what happens with it. So one way you can help stop it is becoming aware of it. That's number one. Secondly, familiarize yourself with the signs and symptoms. What happens to a woman who've experienced FGM? Well, they've told you. They've told you what can happen. So you may be experiencing some signs or symptoms like that, or someone else, but just be aware. Another one is safeguarding our education. Don't just let us be the people to tell you about FGM. Go and read about it for yourself. Go and read about it for yourself. And what the women have said is one of the main things to do is to go out and educate, tell the story, educate, tell the story, educate, help people to become more and more and more aware. Because as the young girls become aware, they can now refuse. In some instances, they may not be able to do anything about it because they're very young, they don't have a voice, but at least they know that they don't have to undergo this. They don't have to go through with this. Another thing that we can do with FGM, as Christine and Elizabeth have said, is to involve men in the conversation. Involve men in the conversation. And you know, we were meeting earlier with some men today, and I asked the men a question. What if men had to receive it. What if men could go through this experience?
Yeah.
What if it's male mental? What if it's men that you're doing this to? What would that be like? And I think when a man just think about being cut some kind of way in their private parts, they're not going to want it. But yet they want the women to undergo it. So it's a form of, we need to be educated as to why this should not be happening to our women. And we need the men, as some of them have done, to stand up and also say no. Another thing that you can do to help would be to fund and support those people who are on the front lines, like Christine, and also like Elizabeth, and like Mama Rebecca from the Umoja village. They're on the front lines of this every day. As the women have said, they go out into the community. So if you want to support them, you can. If you want to support them, you can. You can send them a donation through PayPal. I'm going to put the PayPal number up on the screen, and you can support them this way. Okay, I'm going to put the number here for you. Let me write down that. I'm getting for you that number. Okay. And let me put that up on the screen for you. Okay, this is the PayPal number. If you want to make a contribution to the Umoja Village, to Christine, all right, to Elizabeth, you can send them a donation through PayPal at this number, 0796 509 965. And let me also add there, you have to, I think, I'm wondering, do we have to put a name with that? Let me give a name. I'm putting a name now with the PayPal number. So if you want to support these ladies, because they are on the front line, send a donation and say donation towards FGM. Donation towards FGM. 0796 509 965. And if you send them a donation, Queen Mother will send the donation to them because they're right here in Nairobi as well. Okay, now we did have another guest we wanted to bring on tonight. He is Mr. SOYE. SOYE is a musician and a singer. But as I'm looking at the time right now, because he's playing a complete song for us for Mother's Day. Okay, but there's not enough time to have that song before the show in today. So we'll start out the show next week with SOYE. He's here to serenade us women during Women's History Month.
Wow.
Okay?
Sorry,
next week, please tune in to hear him. He's a wonderful young man, and he does very good music. He is from the town of River County, which is out of the coast region. And he has beautiful music to play for you and beautiful music to play also for me. Okay, we're going to give you a few mentions for today. The DA, Democrats Abroad Reparations Task Force, would like to extend a huge thank you to everyone who RSVP'd for registering for the event, but also there is something called Reparations and the Black Vote. Reparations and the Black Vote. There is a link that you can click on to hear about reparations and the Black Vote. We're going to be putting that on the screen for you in just a moment. We also want to say that there is a restaurant in town called Soul Vegetarian, and everything there is healthy. Everything there is healthy, including all the sweets. You can reach them at 0742 654 810. They also have cooking classes for those of you who want to learn how to eat more healthy. Bonga dada bonga, bonga dada bonga, bonga dada bonga dada bonga dada bonga. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Kenya time. Facebook.com/bonga dada bonga. Now, if it's something sweet that you want to eat, you want to call Lucille's Kitchen. Sweet potato pie and other mouth-watering treats every day from Lucille's Kitchen. Call 0732-567-327. And they also do hors d'oeuvres. Give them a call and see what else is on the menu. That is Lucille's Kitchen. All right. Miss Aisha Defala, who is Kenya's blood ambassador, reminds you to please visit a blood bank and deposit your blood in the blood bank near you. You know why? Kenya needs it. But it's not only needed in Kenya, it's needed around the world. So wherever you're tuning into Queen Mother Speaks from today, we want to ask you to visit the blood bank in your area because it could be you who needs that blood. All right. We want to tell you also that you can go to a free link that's called Blissipin, blissipin.life. Blissipin, BLISSIPLINE.life. Blissipin.life is a link that you can go to, and this link will help you to weather the storms you have in your life. Blissipin is really about strengthening our ability to weather storms when things are going on in our life. So please go to Blissipin, BLISSIPLINE.life, and you can get registered and find out what they're about. We also have the Diabetes Peer Support Group every Tuesday, and we're going to find out, Elizabeth and Christine, it says every Tuesday, 7 p.m. New York time. 7 p.m. New York time would be 12 noon. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is 12 noon Kenya time. So ladies, I'm inviting you to become a member of the Diabetes Peer Support Group. Okay, then there's the book, Woven into the Fabric. It can be purchased via Amazon. Woven into the Fabric is a book, and we talked about the author in the month of February, Sahai Esaby Hayes Farrell. Woven into the Fabric, a novel, a great novel. It's a great love story that you can purchase via Amazon. Now, you can also join the fight against human trafficking with HAART, HAART. The contact number for HAART would be +254 738 506 264. Human trafficking is another thing that happens to both men and women, but more women are in human trafficking than men. And if you're interested in joining that fight, call HAART, HAART. info@heartkenya.org. info@heartkenya.org. Last week on the show, we also had Miss Vanita. Miss Vanita is on a 12-month discovery of Africa. She will be visiting a country every month for the next 12 months. Her first stop was Kenya. So she was with us on last week. You can follow her and learn about her story through Vanita Discovers Africa 365. Vanita Discovers Africa 365. Google her and find out about her trip to 12 different countries over the course of a year and witness and experience witness and experience Africa through her eyes. Okay, we want to remind you again to tune into Queen Mother Speaks every Wednesday, live at 5 p.m. Kenya time and at 10 a.m. New York time. Next week, we'll have Miss Lydia, who will be talking about health supplements that are good for you. We want to take this moment to give credits to the Wilburn sisters for their designs. Most of our jewelry is with the village of Achievi Glim in the Volta region of Ghana. We'd like to say our inspirational verse is from Hillside International Truth Center out of Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Our show is from StreamYard and is also supported by Street Code. Okay, we want to give a thank you and a shout out to our co-host Nana Efua Adezawa, who's also known as Terry Kemp. Want to give a shout out to also our co-host, who is Coach Rakaya. You'll be hearing more from Coach Rakaya, who is a health and wellness professional. We want to thank Professor Al Gaskins and Willie Butler. We thank Youth in Africa for giving us youth to explore on what young people in Africa are doing throughout the continent of Africa. We like to bring on our young people and tell you and show you what they too are doing. We want to take a moment to thank also the Art of Living for the expert facilitators who come on Queen Mother Speak Show from time to time and take us through a breathing exercise. You'll be seeing and hearing more from them. We also want to take this last moment to see if our guests have any closing words. We're just a few minutes from closing today, but if you have any closing words, go right ahead. Any closing words?
I just want to say thank you so much. Let's support our sisters because the life of every woman matters. We need to bring every woman on board. Let's give the information. Let's educate our women because there is a power in a woman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Elizabeth.
Any closing words, Elizabeth?
Oh, thank you very much. I want to tell the women from the whole world that yes, you are a victim of FGM, yes. So we really need your support. We want to uplift our girls. We want to save our girls from this deadly monster. We want that the coming years will be beyond zero to FGM. That's my vision. Yeah.
That would be absolutely great. I'm going to get a quick shot of the ladies in the studio today, and I'm looking at all of us, and Jesus, it looks nice, except for mine looks like a raisin. Okay, we'll go with that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Queen Mother Speaks every Wednesday, every week, live at 5 p.m. Kenya time, 10 a.m. New York time. Find out what time we come on in your time zone and let us know who would you like to see on the Queen Mother Speak show. Who would you like to see? What you can do is send us their name and number, and we'll take it from there. You can reach us at queenmotherspeaks@gmail.com. You can send us a letter. You can go to us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of the various social media channels. You'll find something there for Queen Mother Speaks. So if you've got someone who's a mover and a shaker in the world, let us talk about them also on Queen Mother Speaks. Send us your information, and we'll be happy to have them on the show. So we're going to end the show today the way we always do. And ladies, the way we end the show is we end our show with love. And the way we do that is we take our left hand and we blow a kiss together. Then we take our right hand and we blow a kiss together. Then we use both hands. So left hand, right hand, both hands. And we blow a kiss into the world. Are you ready, ladies?
Yes.
All right, we're going to start with our left hand. Let's go. Okay, right hand. All right, now we're going to send love into the world. And we know that whoever you are, whatever you're going through, we want you to know that we care about you and we're sending you love right here, right now. Thank you. And thank you for tuning in to Queen Mother Speaks. We'll see you again on next week. Ladies, you're going to be hearing a lot more, ladies and gentlemen, about Samburu County and about Umoja Village, because guess what? We're going to plan a trip up there. So you get ready. You're going to give you a whole year to rub your pennies together and make them be bigger pennies so that you can get your monies for your trip and come to Samburu County and visit with these great women. Thank you again for tuning in to Queen Mother Speaks. We love you. We appreciate you and we thank God for you. Have a great week, and we'll see you on next week.